Hello folks, and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am Conostip, and this is going to be part 22 of my early campaign where I'm playing as England. And now that we are in the high period, man, things are going to go from interesting to even more interesting, because even though I have accomplished all of my early period goals of getting on my crusades just in the nick of time, I mean, man, it was really dicey. It was really touch and go. I felt like that entire early period was really something. Taking these provinces and then at the same time trying to maintain my economy while also at the same time, defending my home territories as well. It was a lot. And I sort of got a little bit too excited in the last turn and thought that it was at the time of the campaign where I can just start spending money on whatever I wanted to. And that is not the case. I'm making a healthy income, I would say. I'm making 1,600 per turn, so that's something. I have 3,000 in the treasury, so I have something to spend, sure, but I don't have enough to start building stuff in every single province at the same time, just nonstop. That's not where I am at right now. And I sort of put build orders in every single province, knowing that I wasn't going to be able to afford everything, but I just figured over time I was going to, afford everything. And I don't think that that's the right play right now. I think that what I need to be doing right now is that I need to still be as judicious with my money as I was in the early period, which sucks because I do want to just start spending and catching up, I suppose. I feel like I'm behind. Although, like, the other factions' militaries aren't that insane. The Italians, it's mostly their 7-star general here that scares me, and then the Spanish, same thing. It's more about the numbers and the genites that scare me there. The Germans, I haven't been too frightened by anything that they've been fielding. It's actually the Egyptians. It's their armies that have really been tearing me a new one. So that's been the problem. But I would like to catch up with my military infrastructure at this point. It is the high period. This is the period of the game where the English army roster should be at its peak. This is the part of the campaign where we have units that are available to us that were not available before, like the billmen and the longbowmen. And I don't have the capabilities quite yet to train those units, it's unfortunate. I'm a little bit behind here, but that's how it goes. So I could be training longbowmen here in Wales with a +1 valor bonus, so that's going to be the goal of getting that. And then in Mercia, I can get billmen with a +1 valor bonus as well. So the goal is to get these provinces up to speed so that they can train those respective units. And then the question is of cavalry. Am I okay with Royal Knights and Hobblers for now? Yeah, maybe. I should be gearing towards Feudal Knights just to catch up, But maybe Royal Knights and Hobblers is going to have to do for now. Because I need to start making more money before I can really achieve that. And we're just not there yet. So when it comes to expanding my trade fleet, I have in mind, I've been thinking about this for a while, of taking back this sea region from the Italians. I would like to cut them off, frankly, from Toulouse, which would be nice as well. The thing is that going this route wouldn't be that profitable. It'd just be more about fighting the Italians and disrupting them rather than making money. Sure, I could make money off of Valencia and Cordoba, but then I'm at war with the Aragonese, I'm at war with the Italians, and I imagine the Italians have all of these provinces, maybe not. I mean, if the Germans still have Provence, I'm at war with them too. Does the papacy have Tuscany? Is that a place that they have? I can't remember. But, not likely. Sure, I can trade with Rome and Sicily. And then up here again, we're kind of running into the same issue where I wouldn't have the Venetian port because of the Italians. And then, yeah, Croatia, Serbia, and the Papal States, there is money there to be made. Naples as well. So, yeah, the Adriatic does have potential. It does. It does. But I'm tempted to kind of go this route instead. And to keep pushing through here, just because there's less resistance, it's less fighting. I can make money in the Aegean. It's only one port, but still it's something. I can make money in the Mertun Sea off of Greece. And the Sea of Marmara, and even the Black Sea has 2 ports here that are probably friendly or neutral. I can't trade with Georgia because it's held by the Egyptians, but at least there's 2 ports here that I can trade with. So I would say there is money here to be made. In fact, I'm not, these rebel provinces, I'm not aware they're rebels, I don't think. Am I? Neutral. Okay. So I am trading with rebel ports wherever they are. That's nice. That's good to know. And I'm considering giving Norway back to Denmark. Not that I ever took it from them, but I'm considering gifting it to them. Now, that's potentially going to mean that we're going to go to war with one another briefly until I get that auto ceasefire, but that's kind of what I want. I never wanted Norway. I just wanted it to get the influence from my king. Now his influence is sky high because all the crusade success stories. And I think that this is his son going to come of age, Prince Richard. I think that's his eldest son. I think these are all his brothers. So he's going to be coming of age in the next turn. So hopefully his influence remains high. There's a wraparound bug. For those of you who aren't familiar, it's unfortunate the influence will just keep rising until it wraps around and goes back to 0, which sucks. Luckily, it does bounce back really fast, which is nice. So you're not just stuck in the pits for forever. It tends to bounce back pretty rapidly, which is a good thing. So I don't find it to typically be the biggest deal. It's annoying, but as long as his influence is high when his son comes of age, that's all that is important here. So fingers crossed. So when it comes to deciding where to spend my money, I have to really just go back to, as I said before, I have to be really thoughtful about this. You know, I need to continue to build boats. I need to prioritize. I never did build back the trade income from Northumbria after that civil war. So I have to get this port built up. I have to rebuild this trading post. Ireland, I need to build this trading post as well because I need to rebuild that trade infrastructure as well. Well, also continuing to build boats here in Flanders. I could also build a dockyard so that I can build the caravels, which are now available because it's the high period. I can finally build boats that have a deep sea region accessibility, which is very, very powerful because it allows you to access the deep sea regions such as the Atlantic and the Western Mediterranean and the Central Mediterranean. Those are the only 3 deep sea regions on the map. Everything else touches a coastal region, which makes it a coastal region. Also, deep sea capable boats can also move to sea regions in the same turn. So they're very fast, very mobile, and they're good. They're powerful boats. They can fight well as well. So that's going to help me maintain my hold, my strength in the seas. So yeah, getting into a dockyard would be good. You see what I mean? Like it's not. I shouldn't just be spamming out buildings. I need to really think about this because I can't just go all economy. I was kind of thinking that. I was thinking, all right, let's get improved farmland everywhere. Then I'm like, shoot, no, I can't. That's just going to be too disruptive and too one-dimensional. I need to really think military and navies and economy and, even agents, because I would like to be getting bishops out everywhere so I have vision over everything. That's another goal of mine. And I can't just put one of these things off until the other thing is finished and I go, okay, ships are good. Now let's go, military. If I do that, I'm just going to fall too far behind. And that goes for every single aspect right now. So despite the fact that the early period was really like neck and neck when it comes to trying to achieve all of my goals and everything, I would say that this period is also going to be very, very neck and neck when it comes to managing my economy and trying to catch up, I'm curious to see how much military action there's going to be. I personally could use a break. I could use a little bit of a breather, but I'll fight if I have to, but I could use a little breather. Also, we have to build up for the oncoming Mongol invasion, which is going to be happening in about 30 years or so. So we don't have a lot of time, now that we've taken the provinces in the Holy Land, now we have to prepare for a horde coming in. Sometimes they don't really bother going this far south. Sometimes they'll just kind of go to Armenia and Anatolia and not come down this far south, but you never really know with them, A lot of times they focus most of their efforts on the steppe and then going into Eastern Europe, but yeah. Gotta be prepared just in case. So let's see here. I got these boats. I may as well bring you over. And then you so that we can get to that port. I was trying to, you know, keep 3 in each province just to keep the Egyptian boats, but there's no ports here, and they took back Egypt as well, which is good for them, I guess. Yeah, I guess they can't build any boats, eh? Same up here, like this doesn't belong to them, so they could build boats in Georgia perhaps, but they don't have the necessary, they don't have a shipwright. So yeah, no boats for Egypt for now. One thing that I can do, even though I can't just outright disband all of my mercenaries right now because I don't have the troops to replace them, what I can do is I can disband all of the mercenary units that are damaged and not really viable in battle. So let me spend some time doing that, and then I want to take a peek and see how my economy is looking. So just as a frame of reference, making 1600 right now, what's it going to look like when I disband these units? I've actually just noticed that I can already start training billmen here in Tripoli, so that's pretty cool. Look at these guys. I've never used them before. So yeah, they cost 225 to train and then 37 support cost. So the bill hook was a farming tool, an axe and hook with a long handle. After it had been evolved into a weapon, it could hack, stab, or drag a man to his death. English billmen are well trained in fighting against armored and mounted soldiers, pulling knights or men-at-arms to their deaths. So, yep, very good defense, bonus versus armored troops, bonus attacking cavalry, and armored. I don't have their stats memorized, but I do recall them being a pretty good polearm unit. There aren't too many polearm units in this game, actually, which is kind of strange. It's like halberdiers, billmen, Janissary heavy infantry, I believe, have a halberd, and there's Swiss halberdiers, and chivalric men-at-arms is a polearm unit as well. Or not chivalric men-at-arms, but dismounted chivalric knights, right. Yeah, there's not too many, but it is a good weapon against cav and armored units as a bonus versus armor, as it says right there. And it has, so it's a +3 attack against cav and a +1 defense against cav. So it's kind of the opposite of a spear or like a pike, I guess. I think a pike is like, again, I don't have this memorized, but it's like +4 defense and +2 attack against cav, something like that. So it's kind of the opposite. More defense, less attack. And the billman is more offense oriented. So yeah, let's get these guys going for sure here in Tripoli. I could also train chivalric sergeants as well. Not ideally suited for the desert climates of the Holy Land, just because it's a more armored unit. Also, I think that they have lesser morale than the feudal sergeants, which is weird. But it overall is like a more stable unit. It's just better armored and might have better attack or something. Again, I don't have the stats memorized, but I suppose, I mean, the billman's probably going to be the way to go, I suppose. So yeah, let's get these guys. In fact, they're even cheaper as well. Chivalric sergeants cost 300, billmen cost 225. Yeah, let's get going with these guys. That's pretty nice. And after disbanding a few mercenaries, not all of them, but you know, a few of the damaged units and whatnot, I am looking at making 2,900. So yeah, it's a good increase. It's over 1,000 florins more per turn that I'm making. So that's good. I like that. Now that doesn't leave me. Edessa and Antioch both had 2 stacks after I had done that. So I brought a stack from Tripoli up to Antioch just to kind of bolster the defenses here. Edessa's looking pretty slim, so that makes me a bit nervous. Egypt is still, they're still here, you know, just because they're dealing with their internal strife and because I've taken a lot of territory off of them. They're still here, okay? So I can't just, you know, ignore them. And I would kind of expect them to actually attack Edessa. That wouldn't be too out of the question for me. Now, again, this is why I have to really spread my attention here, because, and that's why this campaign is so interesting, is because I really do, I can't just, you know, say I'm going to focus on this and ignore everything back home. But then likewise, I can't just ignore the Holy Land and say I'm just going to focus on this either. So instead of, I was thinking about sending a lot of these units back home to retrain them, but let's not do that. Let's just build up these territories so that I can train up these units here and retrain these units here in these territories. So Palestine can get crossbows. That's nice. Yeah, I think I want to get those going as well. Tripoli can do the billmen, archers, chivalric sergeants, urban militia. Antioch, Turcopoles, and Hablars. And Edessa, same thing. Okay. So I can't get heavy cav yet. And that's something that... It would be good to get that. Let's see here. I noticed that we do have a horse breeder here in Edessa. That's interesting. Because this is the building that is going to allow me to... Yeah, this lets me get feudal knights if I have an armorer's workshop and a royal estate. Which I obviously don't have yet. But I can work on it, you know. This could be a place where I get feudal knights at one point. I have the building. I have one of the buildings. So that's an idea for that. And then, yeah, getting infantry here. Crossbows down here. That's a good start. Honestly, that's a good start, you know. I did decide to give up Norway. And I did bring my ships off of its coast. Actually, no, not quite. One ship's still there off the coast of it. But yeah, I destroyed the buildings. That was, I destroyed the port and the border fort, and I'm okay with this. Now, that means I'm going to be at war with the rebels until I break contact with them for a couple turns. And this is a very, very small rebel force, so... Oh no, oh no, the merchant was destroyed in Mercia. Damn, that's the tier 2 building. That's the tier 2 merchant building. Oh, that's such a shame. I wonder if that means that my tier 1 was also destroyed. So I caught a Spanish assassin here in Palestine. Oh, how dare they. And Prince Richard has come of age as well. Border fort in Edessa, Martin Bailey. And the true cross revealed. A miracle has occurred. The true cross on which Jesus suffered and died for our sins has been found and is now in the possession of Mother Church in Castile. This will surely draw virtuous pilgrims from across Spain to see it in the cathedral where it is housed. Catholic zeal increased throughout Spain. Good for them. Alright, Prince Richard. No, no. Drinker. He enjoys drinking slightly more than is prudent. Most things can wait until he sobers up, but battle cannot. -1 command. That sucks. Damn, dude. He's a natural leader, so he was off on the right foot until he took to drink. And Sir Simon de Montfort the Elder, +20 happiness, +1 to piety, because he's most charitable. That's just really funny if you know anything about him. He's kind of a monster, but he's like one of those necessary monsters in history. Like, kind of, you know, united France and kind of. Let's see here. Anything else? Weak principles. All right. Sidrafi Devere, secret adulterer. Okay. So we're not getting attacked. Hey, I'll take it. I thought that maybe Egypt was going to go for it, but they did not. So, hallelujah. And do we have new stuff? No, this is all... Well, the points are probably different. Yeah, maybe they changed the points per thing. I think so. This looks different. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know exactly what changed, but I feel like I'm making less. That's what it feels like. Well, it turns out that I was wrong about Prince Richard. He is actually also just one of the brothers. Okay, so is Prince John then one of the sons? Based on the age difference, I suppose that would make sense. So Prince John probably is going to be the next in line. Hopefully his influence remains high for that. And as far as Prince Richard is concerned, yeah, 0 command, that does suck, but at least he's loyal. You know, 2 dread, 3 piety, 1 acumen, natural leader, +2 morales, you know, it's something. It is something, so I can think about, where do I need royal knights right now? Maybe just send you to Anjou, honestly, just use you as another royal knight. And yeah, again, for those of you who are new to this game, the bodyguard units do upgrade in each period of the campaign, so they typically, I think it's just they get more armor. Their other stats might change as well, but I think their armor is going to be the main one, which just, you know, is going to show the evolution of the armor throughout time, which is pretty interesting. Yeah. Yeah, so there we go. He looks pretty cool, and you see down here in the icons as well, a bit more armored up. And that's true for all Royal Knights, actually. Like, I can retrain any Royal Knight, and they're going to be retrained as a high period Royal Knight, which, actually, that's worth doing. So, I'm going to do that. I'm going to start doing that one by one here. Because, yeah, that's a decent bit of oomph right there. I have a fair bit of Royal Knights that I did train up to help defend my provinces, and getting them, yeah, getting that extra armor for them is going to be crucial, I would say. And then down here, I have this, I have a 5-star, I think, but he only has 1 man left in his unit. It would be really nice to get him retrained up again. Oh, why do I have a 1-man feared man? Yeah, let's disband you. Yeah. Yeah, it would be nice. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to keep an eye out for opportunities to, ooh, did I lose my, what happened here? Oh, damn it. Did I just disband the governor of Tripoli? God damn it. Oh, man. That was stupid. That's so stupid. He was probably really good, too. Yeah, I'm making way less money now. God damn it. Fucking A. I found myself a thinker, Sir Walter Courtney. Courtney. Yeah, he is a 5 acumen. So, yeah, there you go. 3 piety. No dread or command, but that is okay. He's going to get his acumen raised. So that's you. Tripoli is 1232 right now. Bring it up to 1963. So, yeah, that's well worth the effort, I'd say. Yeah, I don't know how much the other guy was giving me, but back up to 17, and that's going to be okay until I get these boats back in these trading with these ports, because I'm missing out on 1, 2, 3, 4 ports right now. So yeah, that's a big dent for sure. But once I want to make sure that I get this ceasefire with the rebels here once they take Norway. So it might be a few turns here, but yeah, that'll be okay. Hopefully Denmark takes it and then builds it up in something. I want a strong Denmark just because it provides another another pull for the Germans to have to worry about, essentially. You know, I want them to have to think about other people other than just me. Right? I think like right now there's still, is it just me? It's just me. Why? Like they have other things to do, right? Actually, shit, they have all their places. Man, this is the most stable Germany is. I've never seen them this stable. Yeah. But didn't they have objectives in the early period to like attack the papacy and attack Poland? They just never did it? Yeah. What the hell? What the hell, Germany? And what about Italy? What are they up to right now? So they probably want to take Crete. But other than that, they have everything else. So they're sitting okay. But my 90 points is really, man, we're doing well. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. I just now realized that I can't train feared men after the early period. My oh my, how did I not know that before? Jeez Louise. Alright, so I can't retrain any of the feared men that I was attempting to retrain. I actually brought some back here to Wessex and Mercia to retrain these guys, and yeah, that's a no-go. So I can merge these 2 units together. That's the best I can do, though. And I have to start training the feudal sergeants, but I haven't tacked up to that yet. It's not, for those of you who don't know, it's not a high-tech. Feudal sergeants, this requires the 2nd tier spearmaker building, which you can build once you have a keep. The reason why feared men are so nice is because you can build those at a tier 1. That's, you know, that's why they're awesome. And so I never bothered building a tier 2 spearmaker because I thought that I didn't need one. Ay. Okay, well, I mean, I can trade feudal sergeants out here in Tripoli. There is that, but I'm just gonna keep training billmen because I want them. I want those units. So I'm gonna have to spend some money on some spearmaker buildings back here in my core provinces. I need to figure this out. I had mistakenly thought that if I had broken contact with Norway for a turn or two, that I would have been able to get an auto ceasefire here with the rebels. And that's not the case. No, I always miss something, of course. So in this case, I'm actually bordering rebels down here in Lesser Armenia and Anatolia. Even if I did have these boats leave the Eastern Mediterranean for a turn or two to break contact there, I would still be bordering them by land. So there's no auto ceasefire for me. And that's a real shame. I have to hope that someone eventually conquers these territories so that even if it's like the Egyptians where I wouldn't be able to trade with them, then at the very least, then I could break contact with the rebels up here and get that auto ceasefire, because right now, yeah, I'm not getting that. So that means that if I go here to the Baltic Sea and if someone is rebel, let's say Livonia, that means I'm no longer going to be able to trade with them, which is, yeah, it's a real shame, you know, that continues throughout the entire campaign. That can be a real detriment to having your trade economy flowing, you know, if factions start to disappear and go rebel and civil wars and all that stuff, yeah, you can end up losing a lot of money. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm making 978 per turn, which is a real shame. Yeah, I misread that situation. I always do. I always miss something when it comes to pulling off stuff with rebels. I always think, okay, get the auto ceasefire. Nope, there's always something. There's always like something that I'm missing there. So yeah, that's unfortunate. I can still continue to build up my economy slowly without using a lot of money. I have my trading post here in Ireland now, and I have my port finished here in Northumbria. So now that I can, if I save up for it, what I can do is I can build a trading post here in Northumbria as well. Eventually I can rebuild that merchant here in Mercia. Luckily I still have the trading post, so it didn't destroy the tier 1, it just destroyed the tier 2 in that flood. And in Tripoli as well, I can also build a merchant, or yeah, I can build a merchant down here as well. So these are things that I can do that aren't going to be costing a ton of money, but I still have to save up for them. So that's going to be the next goal here. Now, this is interesting. So the Spanish have launched a crusade towards Cyrenaica. Well, it is about time, I dare say, because oh, nice. Wow, the Sicilians did accept my marriage proposal. Nice. So we did get Prince, was it Richard? It was the newest one. He is now married. Wonderful. Not super important because he's not next in line or anything, but still, nice to have it. Prince Stephen, honorable warrior, nice. +1 morale, -1 dread. All right, hey, I'll take it. He is a general, not a governor, so that is fine. Yeah, I don't need that dread. And Prince John's going to be of age in 3 turns. Okay, got it. So let's check out this Spanish crusade. So down here, order foot soldiers, fanatics, and archers. So pretty shitty, but they have units here in Tunisia that can come in. And they're going to take a crack at eliminating the Almohads. And it's about time, but there's a lot of Gulen bodyguards here. Like, they're going to struggle, honestly. I don't know. Yeah, these forces, it's not enough. They're not going to win. Not with what's here. Oh, shit. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. There's a Spanish civil war happening right now. How did that, why? I wonder. Like, what difficulties are the Spanish facing? They haven't been doing anything. Huh. That's very interesting. It's almost like they sent the crusade to bolster the king's influence, and it wasn't in time. Yeah, weird. Usually you see civil wars happening in empires that are growing and expanding, but then they grow too big and the empire gets divided geographically, or the opposite, where they're losing territories, and then they just combust. You know, it's just seeing a faction just kind of sit still and not do anything and just grow fat and then have a civil war. It's like, what? But it's so rare. You don't see that very often. And it's going to get worse because that crusade's not going to succeed against the Almohads. I was kind of thinking it'd be interesting to see another Catholic faction nearby here in the Holy Land, but yeah, nope, not like that. Not like that. Yeah. And that's important because yeah, wow, that's a lot of royal knights that just went rebel. Wow. A lot of good generals here. And then one of these stacks, two of these stacks actually went rebel. Right on my border. And another 3-star general. Holy smokes. Is Spain going to be okay here? I don't know if they are. Jeez, I don't know. They lost one of their stacks here. Morocco as well. The loyalist stack is probably going to win in Morocco. So they'll keep North Africa, but I don't know. I don't know about the Iberian Peninsula itself. It's going to be kind of 50-50. Interesting. I wonder if the Aragonese are going to capitalize on this. Who does Valencia belong to? I guess I don't have any vision on that, do I? God, I hate that. I hate that so much. Just as I thought, that Spanish Crusade is not going to be able to get the job done there against the Almohads. That is just way too many Gulan bodyguards. And same thing here in Granada. The Spanish are going to be retreating from the civil war, the rebels, the rebels. And yes, I'm the richest. I'm the richest? What? What? Northumbria has that trading post finished up here. Nice dockyard in Flanders. So now I can start building the caravels. Wonderful. Oh, this is sad. The Children's Crusade. A crusade of innocent children to retake the Holy Land through the power of their virtue is a noble idea. The practicalities and venal cruelty of many make it a doomed expedition, for the children have vanished. Possibly sold into slavery from the port of Venice, farm income in France and the Holy Roman Empire is reduced, and the bereft parents are turning away from the church to heretical beliefs. So, a rise in heresy and a reduction in farm income in France and the Holy Roman Empire. And again, I don't know exactly, does this mean the current provinces held by the Holy Roman Empire in France, or does this mean the traditional provinces? I don't know. Because if that's the case, that would be a handful of my provinces, right? Flanders, Little France, and Brittany all used to belong to the French. So, yeah, this is bad. Lord Courtenay, you're the guy that I gave... You are the governor of Tripoli, correct? -2 acumen. Like, that's the opposite direction. I needed you to be my counting god, You need to be the real man to get me out of this deficit. And it's not a deficit, but still. I needed you to be good, is what I'm trying to say. And you are not. You have way too many toes. I mean, I guess you still have 5 acumen, so yeah, I guess Deep Thinker does offset that. Yeah, you're just thinking too hard about how many toes you have. Yeah. Yeah, 5 acumens. Okay, I guess you're fine for now, but not a single extra toe, sir. That's enough. That's enough of that. How are we looking? Making 1,500? Okay. So I started building the merchant, the tier 2 here in Tripoli. That's going to be finished in 3 more turns. That's going to be a good boost to my economy. And then, yeah, I got the trading post here finished up in Northumbria. And now I can start rebuilding that merchant here in Mercia as well. Oh dear, I just saw another crusade. Another German crusade heading through my territory. Crusade arrives in Flanders, so this crusade is on the way towards Rome, and a messenger has requested that you allow it to pass through your land. If you refuse, you will be attacked. Yeah, I will allow it to pass. That's going to suck because, man oh man, that's going to be a lot of troops hoovered up from my army here in Flanders, and they could just follow that up with an attack because I don't have that much here in Flanders to begin with. So, yeah, I'll allow it to attack. Ooh, whoa, what's this? The Byzantines are taking Georgia off of the Egyptians. They're gonna not want Georgia in about like 18 years or so. Yeah, that's kind of where you not want to be. You kind of want to let the Egyptians just take the eastern half of the map and let them be happy with it. So And yeah, the Spanish just can't take Cyrenaica. They're learning. All right, the German Empire has died, and I keep catching Italian assassins. Dockyard finished here in Wessex as well. And whoa, man, there's a whole lot of stuff going on here. A crusade has been declared by the Italians. It is marching towards the province of Egypt. So, yeah. And yes, we know about the Germans going to Rome. Man, they're just under fire. Yeah, the poor Egyptians. I'm starting to feel sorry for them. All right, great builder. Sweet. +1 happiness and +1 loyalty. Good. All right, that looks good. How am I looking? Making over 2,000. All right, we're back in business. We're looking okay. Oh, wow. Okay, here we are. The Egyptians are invading Antioch. Interesting. I would think that with all of the crusades launched in their direction that they would maybe want to focus on that. But no, they're going to be attacking me. Well, their Sultan has 0 stars, and he is leading this attack. So there's that. And we are going to be led by Sir Simon de Montfort the Elder, 2-star general. Yeah, he's in a unit of militia sergeants, so that's not ideal. The forces numbers-wise is very, very even. I just have like 20 more men than they do. All right, so what do they have for like good units? They have the 2 Saracen infantry and the 2 Gulam bodyguards and the 1 Armenian heavy cav. And they got some Muwahid for soldiers as well. All in all, not a bad first stack. It's the second stack that I'm not... It's like 4 units of peasants, camels, Nubians, Saharans. If I can beat that first stack, I'm in good shape. But can I? That's the question. Can I cut down those 2 Saracens? Do I have enough spears to hold back those 3 cav units? What's going to be the deal here? So I have 1 good unit of ordered foot soldiers and then 2 units of feared men. That's not bad for spears. Cav-wise, I'm very light. I basically just have the 1 unit of Knights Templar. So they can neutralize one of the heavy cav units, but they can't outright really... I can't like depend on beating any of those cav units by themselves. And then what can cut down the Saracens? I have a unit of feudal men-at-arms, so they can cut down 1 of the units of Saracens. And maybe Sir Simon de Montfort the Elder can cut down the other, but using a general in the front lines is pretty risky. So yeah, this is going to be a tough fight, honestly. Yeah, we'll see if I can make it work. This is not really an ideal map for fighting this kind of army. I'm not being granted a really good hill. I could back up here. That's not really good either. I don't really like this hill because it's just going to give the enemy cover from my archers and my javelins, which I'm sort of counting on. Maybe I could come over here. This isn't a great hill either, but at least here I would be somewhat in the forest. It's really not much of a hill though. Yeah, this is a tough map to fight on as a defender. This is kind of tricky. I wonder if I can actually get up on this hill once the battle starts, because this might be my best option here. So let's see if I can do that. Yeah, it's gonna allow me. Nice. All right, let's try to make this work then. Spears in the front, archers right there, and then javelins right there. And I have my melee troops like my feudal men-at-arms, Highland clansmen, and my general Templar back there. And then Turcopoles, you can do a little bit of light skirmishing, but nothing too crazy. I think that do they have Saharan Cav? Oh, I don't think they have any Saharan Cav actually, so they have nothing that's fast enough to catch my Turcopoles. Or Turcopoles? Turcopoles. So, yeah, maybe actually doing a little bit of light skirmishing wouldn't hurt. Unless they charge with their cav, then it would hurt. But if I can get, yeah, like that. Yeah, let's get back. Just like that. It's like, alright, nope, they're gonna charge, so let's get back here with my Turcopoles and let's make sure that I have spears like there. They keep putting their Armenian heavy cav on the side of the formation that I have my tricoples, so I'm going to try to come over to this side so that I can get some free shots into the Saracen infantry, perhaps, maybe the camels. Either or is fine with me. And then let's get my spearman a bit further down here. I don't need them to go that far down. Just there. And then archers, because I need you guys on the lip of the hill so that you can fire over the heads of the guys in front of you. And then you guys go there. And then, yeah, I want the Templar to be mirroring the Armenian heavy cav. And then are you guys all shooting? You are. Perfect. So let's just get you guys come over here. And see if we can draw these Saracens out in that direction. Because, yeah, the less Saracens that my main body has to fight, the better. Yeah, yeah, just like that. Perfect. That's awesome. And you can, I don't know, shoot whatever you want, I guess. Don't get caught by camels. That'd be dumb. They're super slow, and yeah, we don't need to get caught by them. Alright, on this side, let's get Feudal Men-at-Arms coming down here. And on this side, Highland Clansmen coming down here. And yep, Turkoples just keep running around. Yep, you guys can get away, right? You guys aren't gonna get caught. Because that would be dumb. And then, yeah, Militia Sergeants get into the Bedouin Camels, I guess. That's my general, but that's what I need to do. And, yep, let's see. You get into the Urban Militia right there. And, yay. Just being a headache. Let's get Turkoples around to the back here. Highland Clansmen get into the Muahids. And do I need to fight? Yeah, let's just break those Urban Militia right there. And are javelins being thrown in? Let's get my javelins being thrown in. Let's get a rear charge in against those Bedouin camels with my Turkoples. And can I get a charge on the archers with my Turkoples on that side? Yep, that'd be good. And then Templar, let's get around to the rear here and get into the Bedouin camels. And we're getting javelin tosses in on their Sultan. And now we got a rear charge lined up on these Bedouin camels. There's only 9 left. Ah! Let's break them, please, and thank you. And we wrapped up those guys. Perfect. Where's my general? Tell me he's safe. Tell me he's safe. Yes. All right, perfect. We can kill that last Bedouin camel, right? Tell me we can. And all right, the Gulan bodyguard, the Sultan is still going. Let's see here. Desert archers, that's fine. And we're gonna kill that last. There we go. Alright, so Saracens broke through my spears right there, but we have swords right there that can intercept them, so let's just keep going here with my Templar. Yeah, we don't need to throw my guys into that, that's fine. And let's go around here and then here. Turkoples are wrapping up their archers, that's perfect. And then, ooh, let's just run away, actually. You're gonna get... They want to send their Sultan after us? Like, okay, whatever. Whatever's clever. Alright, let's get Templars charging into these Militia Sergeants on this side. Are we going to be okay here? Yeah, they got an uphill advantage on us. I don't want to bring my general in here, but let's fight these Saracens right here. And then on this side, let's bring Turkoples over here. And their Armenians, let's see if I can stop their Armenians with my spears right here so that they don't get hit by the Templars. And then we can recharge them right like that. That'd be fine. And then, yeah, General gets into the Saracens here and then here. Turns, you guys get in there. And then, yeah, let's get a rear charge on those Armenians. Perfect. That's perfect. Nice. Turkoples go there, and they caught my Turkoples on that side. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought was going to happen. And, oh, no, not like this. Not like this. Get away. All right, so the Armenians got broke. Nice. That's awesome. And we're basically shattering them along the side here. Just this unit of Saracens is being really sticky, so let's try to flank them with my spears. Not ideal, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. And let's get, let's see, you guys just chill here and shoot at people. And they're running away, so that's fine. Okay, that's good. That's good. Where's my general? Let's make sure he's safe. Is he safe? No, he's in the thick of fighting, sure, of course. Let's try to get him back so he doesn't die. And let's get Feared Mint into the fight here. And then let's get more Feared Mint up here. Yeah, let's try to get my general away. Yeah, I know, brave Sir Robin, just running away, but sometimes we gotta do what you gotta do, you know? Fearedman on this side, what are you guys doing? Can you turn around and maybe fight Saracens? Not the Templar. Not the Templar, no, not you. Yeah, I don't really want my Templar fighting their spears, but maybe if we break them right away, it's gonna be okay. And if we can just screen out their Saracens, that'd be nice. And on this side, yeah, just screen them out. And then are we going to be okay here? Did we... Jesus, those 17 Saracens. Oh god, they're such a tough unit. Alright, let's just get over here. Order foot soldiers, come on over. Kearns as well, you're kind of a fast unit, right? So you come over here. Templar, run down those archers, and are we just gonna have to... Someone please kill these Saracens. For the love of God, please. Please, 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 please. Alright, running down archers on that side. Highland Clansmen get back. And you have to shoot them. And you guys go on engage at will. And yeah, just charge into the rear. Hopefully that's good enough. Finally, we broke those Saracens. Jesus, got such a tough unit. My God. And what's happening over here? So we're running out archers, and yeah, their Sultan just caught my Turkables, but that's fine. We have finally broken this unit of Saracens as well, so that's perfect. In fact, you guys do not need to be shooting at them anymore. You can go run them down. And let's see here. I know that, so they do have reinforcements. So I guess we do have to line up and get ready for that second wave. Oh shoot, the second wave is already upon us. Alright, Saharans, let's go. Turkopoles, let's run them down. Orderfoot, I guess you can just turn around and fight them because you're made for fighting them. Yeah, I was just getting my guys lined up and I realized, oh no, they are upon us. Well, it turns out they have not had enough yet, so let's bring forward my spears here. Let's get a bit more centered. On this side, oops, what did I do? What did I do? And archers, you get lined up there. Are you guys in range? No, you are not. But those just stay here and cav. They actually can catch us, so let's just kind of be cautious on that side. And their Sultan's coming back in. Okay, brave lad. We can line up with my Templars right across from him because they will be enough to defeat him. He has 16 men and I got 24. And the Knights Templar do have better stats than their Gulan bodyguards. So yeah, you guys are free to shoot. Are you guys not going to start shooting? Let's see if we can catch their Sultan with my Templars. Maybe not. He looks like he might... I don't know. He's kind of... It's not exactly... Yeah, we got him. All right. Yeah, I'll take it. All right, Highland Clansmen. Yeah, our Fearmen are really weak on this side. So let's try to screen that out with my Order foot soldiers so that they don't get bogged down there. And yeah, Currents, you might have to... You're out of javelins, so you just kind of go in there. And can we catch those dudes there? And it says their Sultan is winning. That's interesting. Well, I got some urban militia I can send down there. And let's bring forward, yeah, spears here, and then here, and then here. And how are we doing? Their Sultan's down to 5 men. Got urban militia coming in. Highland Clansmen are running away. I need to send my general down there. Yeah, are they going to buckle my position here with their reinforcements? I really thought that their reinforcements weren't that dangerous. There he goes. Alright, he's running away. Sweet. Oh, thank God. Alright. So I don't know if we're going to catch him. Looks like he's going to get away. I never catch kings. It's just... It's not in the cards for me. Let's see if we can run down whoever we can here, just so that we can maybe get some ransom. That would be nice. That's gonna do it. So we did run them down. I don't think we caught the Sultan, but yeah, militia sergeants. My general got 1 point of valor for 55 kills, 8 men lost. Yeah, he did pretty well. Order of Foot Soldiers, 111 kills, 44 lost. Feared Man, 50 kills, 91 kills. Templars, 71. Yeah, they did very well as well. Archers, 88, 87 to 29. Turcopoles, 64, 26. Kerns, 35. Nice. Urban Militia came in at the end there. Yeah, these units came out at the end. Although I can't see what you are. That's kind of annoying. Can I see Freedom Men at Arms? Yeah, Freedom Men at Arms got 52 kills. Or no, 90 kills. Nice. And Highland Klansmen got 52 kills. Alright, good for them. Okay, so we did defend Antioch, although, yeah, we took some losses. So Antioch's probably going to need some reinforcements, honestly. And yes, Spanish just can't take Cyrenaica. No, no, they cannot. So we raised some money. Sweet. I'm kind of surprised the Egyptians paid for that, but I guess owning Egypt, they're making some money again, I suppose. Almost 1,500 off that. Nice, I'll take it. All right. And Prince John has now come of age. I'm curious to see if he is the son. And we have the keep finished in Edessa as well. That's nice. That's a little bit more security. And the Almohads want an alliance. No, sorry. Nope. Can't do it. Prince John, materialist. So +1 acumen. All right. And killer instinct. +2 valor. +1 dread. All right. Nice. Yeah, God, man, he just went downhill fast. Lord Courtenay. -3 acumen, -3 command. Damn, dude. You were the chosen one. Oh, God damn it. Why did I disband that other guy? That was so... What a facepalm moment, you know? That was just so silly. Alright, I'm gonna make it to money. Making 1,800. Alright, nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy, I guess. Who are you? So you, 2-star general, are you my son? Yes, you are. Nice. Yay, not bad. Loyal, good commands, dread, pie. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Awesome. And yeah, your influence is still high as well. Okay. So we need to get you married. And hopefully there's still options for that. It's tough being at war with 3 Christian factions. It really reduces the options. I'm actually starting to wonder if the Egyptians here, I mean, are they gonna be okay? I don't know. Because they're gonna be losing Rum next turn to the German crusade. Yeah, Rum does not have enough stuff here defending it. They do have a 6-star general. That, you know, there's that. I mean, this army would probably be enough to stop me. It's just... Oh, dear. But, yeah, that's going to be tough for them. And the Italians as well, where did they go? I thought that they had... Where are you going? You're going to Egypt itself. And you have 1,200, almost 1,300 men. Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder, are they going to come down to Constantinople and then use my boats? Like the Germans did? To attack Egypt? Or are they going to come down through this way? Yeah, this is interesting. We're going to be getting some company here from other Catholic factions here in the Holy Land. And I don't really mind that because, again, thinking forwards to the future where, you know, there's going to be Mongols around, it's just going to get more and more crowded here on the eastern side of the map. So that's going to be kind of cool, kind of fun, interesting. I'm looking forward to it. That's just a really cool campaign. Yeah, typically when I'm playing as, you know, one of the eastern factions like Byzantines or Egypt, you can kind of like lock things down and you have enough time to build up and get ready for the Mongols. But in this case, it's like, look at this, you know, it's just like, it's going to be so much, like, I ain't locking shit down. You know, there's going to be Egypt's going to be here, Byzantines are going to be here, Germans going to be here. The Italians look like they're, I mean, they might take it. What do they send? They have a 2-star general. Oh, that's a Byzantine general. Okay, I was going to say, like, who the hell? Okay. So that's a 9-star general. Holy shit. Calm down, Byzantines. But we need to start making some money. You know, we're making 1,800. Like, that's something. But yeah, once we start building up the even the farm income in Antioch can be very good. So I need to invest in this. I need to probably invest in some better defenses here in Edessa. Get that curtain wall for that keep. That's going to be a good investment. And then the merchant as well. Tripoli, 1 turn away from having that merchant finished. That's going to be a really good boost to my income. Palestine doesn't have any trade goods. So, and we already have an 80% farm income. or farm upgrade, which it just came with the province, which was nice. So here I should probably just focus on getting troops for my forces on this side of the map. So I'm thinking like getting a royal palace at some point, so that I can tech up to the second tier royal palace, which is, I believe, the royal court. And that's going to allow me to retrain my royal knights, including my 5-star general here, Lord Fitznell. Because yeah, he's a 1-star or a 1-man unit, and I need him to be effective. I need him to be a good commander. So yeah, this is going to be a fun campaign going forward. However, that is all going to have to wait until next time. Before I go, I just wanted to say that if you're enjoying these videos and you would like to support the channel, then consider subscribing, liking, and sharing. It all helps immensely. Until next time, this has been crusade playing Medieval Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.